All right, let's do some value scales. So value scales are really nice to get yourself used to gradating pencil, or I mean it could be anything, color pencil, crayon, marker, paint, whatever you want. So I would like you to turn your page horizontally because I'm gonna have you do two different value scales. And we're gonna write on the top, value scales. Okay, so writing on the top, value scales, pretty easy. Then what I want you to do is you are going to use the width of your paper, just makes it a little bit easier, and you are going to make a rectangle. So it can be like 1.5 inches, 2 inches high, not very big, okay? And we're gonna label it regular on the top there. And then on the bottom, we're gonna say it's gonna go from dark all the way to light. Okay, so my value scale, my box, I should say, my rectangle is not perfect, doesn't have to be. And then what I wanna do is I wanna cut this up into 10 different boxes. I would like them to sort of stay the same size if possible. If one's a little bit skinnier than the other, not a big deal. So I think that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see my last box is a little bit bigger. I can either erase it if it really bothers you and make it skinnier, or just leave it. Like I might just go like this and then scribble this out because I'm not going to use that spot. All right, not a big deal. Excuse me. We're going to make another value scale here real quickly. So we're going to do another one. Same length of the page. I'm actually going to line it up with this because then I can line up my lines. And I'm going to make it half of the width, or height, I should say, half of the height. So it's just going to be like this big. Not very tall at all. Right? So a skinny one. And I'm going to label this cross-hatching. We're going to have the same thing on the bottom, dark, all the way to light. And I'm going to make 10 boxes again. So I like to line it up with the top because then I know that it's mostly even and it's just, I don't have to think. All right, so 10 boxes. Now your job is to make it go from dark to the lightest light you can get. This should be as dark as your pencil can get it, and this should be as close to the paper as you can get it. And you may not get all the way to the paper, but you want to get really close to the paper. You're going to color it in box by box. I do not want to see people coloring in all the way across. Take one box at a time, and it really makes a difference, and I really want you to try to do that because then you're really working on the pressure of your pencil. When you get to drawing anything, the pressure of your pencil is so very important, and a lot of people who are beginning don't understand that it's really important to work on it. So I need you to work on the pressure of your pencil, not just scribbling all the way across to get this done. Work on making this dark. Work on making this a little bit lighter, lighter until you go all the way down. Now you have 10 boxes, so you have to judge. Your middle area right here should be like your middle gray, a regular gray, sort of regular pressure on your pencil. So really judge it. This should be hard pressure, middle pressure, the lightest you can get. A lot of people have trouble with pressure because we hold our pencil down at the bottom. Don't do that. You can do it for the dark stuff, perfectly fine, but as you start getting lighter on your pressure, you need to move your hand back on your pencil. There are times when I am shading, holding my eraser, and I'm going like this really, really nice and gentle, just so I can get those really, really light values. So I want to show you a value scale that's done already. And this I did, but here we go. Here's a value scale that's done already. So you can see that it's going from dark to light, opposite of what we're doing, but it just, and then this is the cross-hatching one. This is a stippling one, and that's ink. We're not doing those. Cross-hatching should look very similar in your values, all right? So 10 boxes, so this gives you an idea. This will be hanging up on the board. If you wanna go look at it while you're working, go ahead. But cross-hatching here, you're really pressing down, really making those cross-hatching so you don't see any white. As you go along, you're gonna see more and more white in the background, but I want you to do pressure. Again, don't make grids. If you make a grid, you have to redo it. Make those hashtags and make that cross-hatching work. Cross-hatching takes a while. That's why we made the box skinnier. But you can see it's nice and clean on the edges, maybe a little bit outside, but really not much. I need you to work on your neatness and your pencil pressure and getting that gradation nice and smooth. So that's what you're gonna do for value scales. You're gonna make it go from dark to light, and you're gonna do just a regular one and then a cross-hatching one. One last thing, I also don't wanna see people just smudging for the lighter areas. Excuse me, sneezed. You don't want to smudge all the way down here. I really want you to work on your pencil value. That doesn't mean you can't smudge a little bit, because I know you can tell here I did smudge, but you really want to make sure that you're working on your pencil pressure instead of relying on your hand to smudge anything.